Hi, this is Tommy Hall with MathNook.com, and I'm here to give a quick overview on how to play our MathPup quadratic graphs game. If you're not familiar with MathNook, we have lots of free math games to play as well as teaching tools to use, and also fun games to play. Fun and puzzle games, I should say. And there's never any membership or sign up required to play our online games or use our online tools. Okay, let's take a look at the game. This game, if you're looking for it, will be in the algebra section of MathNook, and you can find the algebra section by going to the main page on MathNook. You're going to see some text links towards the top of the page that will have the different skills, and algebra will, they're alphabetical order, so algebra will be close to the top left. And you can click on that and it'll take you to all our algebra games, the page with our algebra games, and this game will be on there. So let's go ahead and take a look at the game. This button will take you to our sister site, lofgames.com. They also have math games and puzzle games, and it's the same deal, free games to play, and they're online games to play, math and puzzle games, and there's never any membership or sign up required. The video button will take you to the page on MathNook that has this video. In case you'd like to see that again, instructions, I'm going to go over this, and there's really not much to say, but I do want to point this out, and it says to reset the current high score, use the reset progress button on this screen. So this is it, and if I wanted to reset my high score, I would click yes, and I click the X, which didn't clear it out. And you might want to do that if you just want to challenge yourself and try for a higher score than you've got in the past, or to restart that. Or if you've been playing on a device that somebody else has been playing on, you want to have your own high score. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the menu. Well, we've done everything on the menu. Let's go ahead and click play. And now the object is to find out which one of these inequalities matches the green shaded area. So the line here that you see that forms a parabola is basically one of these equations, but it's with the equal sign instead of the greater than or less than sign. Now, this is in standard form, so what that means is if x is equal to 0, where it gives you the y-intercept, if you notice, all these equations, if you enter 0, it's going to give you this value here. So that's your y-intercept. And there's all kinds of ways, well, I should say there's ways you could rearrange these to get the different forms. This is in standard form. You could also rearrange it intercept form, vertex form, but you really don't need to do that in this game. It kind of is overkill. And I'll show you I'll walk through and kind of show you some ways you can solve these or figure out which is the correct answer. So because the coefficients of x squared are all positive, it opens up. That doesn't really tell you anything. But as I said before, looking at the way that it's in standard form, I know the y-intercepts can be -4, -2. And if you notice, two of these equations are the same. These two are the same, and then these two are the same. Well, I say they're the same except for the greater than or equal to. So I want to go ahead and weed out two of these. So I'm going to look at the one on the graph. I see that the y-intercept is -4. So this would be one of these two. Now, since I've eliminated A and D, what I need to do is go ahead and figure out what the green area is. So 0, 0, the origin is in the green area. So let me plug that in the first one. 0, 0. 0 is and 0. Both of these zeros, -4 is not greater than 0. Plugging in 0 on this side is 0 is greater than -4. So let me go ahead and click that. So so I got that correct. And what I can do is, if you want to see the answers or the problems or the graph, you can move this around, and that will allow you to see, in case, because this will typically overlay portion of the graph. Let's go ahead and click the next one. And one thing I do want to say is a lot of times you can't go by the y-intercept, because I've seen these are randomly generated, and I have seen problems come up where the y-intercept would be 14 and the other one would be 15, so you can't really be sure what it is. So if that's the case, then a lot of times I will plug in where it looks like the graph crosses over a particular point, and that way it'll tell me which of these answers would fit into what I'm seeing on the graph. So let me go ahead and we'll look at this one, and you can see the that the y-intercept is 6, so it tells me it's either A or D, and now it's shifted over, so 0, 0 is not in there. But let's go ahead and what I like to do at this point is go ahead and look where a point looks like it crosses over 5. Let's get a little lower one. Oh, actually 0 across 2, so x is 0 and y is 2. Let's see about that. Let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. 2 across 0. That makes sense. So if I do this one, actually that's just going to tell me which one we already know the parabola is on there. So I need to pick a point in here. So let's go ahead and do 2 across 1. So if I plug in 2, that would give me 4 minus 10 is 4 minus 10 is negative 6, 0. So this would be the correct answer. And it's verified that that's correct. Let's go on the next one. So now and see, this is almost off the image here, the plot, that we can actually see the visual part of it. But the y-intercept's 8, so it's going to be one of these two. And now a point in the shaded area, so I'm going to verify that. Let's go ahead and 3 across 0. So if I plug in 3 for x, 0 up, 0 for y, then the inequality should be correct, because this is the green. Oops, this is a green area. So let's go ahead and plug in 3. So that would be negative 18. 9 minus negative 18 is negative 9. And plus 8 is negative 1. So this would be the one, because, oh, I'm sorry. No, negative 1 is not greater than 0. So it's going to be this one. Let's go ahead and do one more. Now, sometimes you will see ways to pick out which problem you're dealing with, inequality, or the parabola, because if sometimes you're going to have the x squared coefficient positive on say on these two, and these two it might be negative, and that'll indicate if the parabola is going up or down. So sometimes that'll help you eliminate 2 very quickly. So really in all these problems you're going to have 2 that are possibly correct. It would be describe the parabola versus, except for it being greater than or less than, and 2 that don't. So you can eliminate that pretty quick, like what I've been doing with the finding the y-intercept. So on this one, the y-intercept looks like you're right at 4. So I know it's going to be A or C. And this time 0, 0 is part of the green. So that'll be the answer. And I'll go ahead and plug it in here. So 0 is less than 4, which is correct. And let's just look just to verify. 0 is not greater than 4. So go ahead and choose that one. So here's one that's going, parabola is going down, pointing down, and you can see that all these are, the coefficients are negative, so that's kind of a giveaway that it's pointing down. But if we had one with if we had 2 of these, like this one with a positive coefficient, then we would know that those wouldn't be up for being the answer, because the parabola would be going up. Anyways, I hope this video's helped some. I hope you have fun playing the game. And if you have any questions or would like to see more games like this or other games that might help you out, be sure and drop us a line at info@mathnook.com.